This is Karen and welcome to another Thursday throwback at dolallycrafts. This is the card we're making today using a couple of stamp sets, one that isn't actually retired yet and one that is. Okay, the one that is the Bring on the Cake. It was a set of a two case stamp set, and they're all red rubber stamps. I actually got these second hand, but if you've got any at home, you might like to try this card. I combined it with our Swirly bird. I haven't used this for a while. I could have used these two stamps here for the flowers, but instead I discovered a flower that I hadn't used yet, and it's this six-pointed flower. It actually has a matching die if you got the bundle for the Swirly bird. Okay, as usual, all of the measurements can be found on my blog. I think I've got everything here apart from the layering piece for inside. Whenever I use a coloured cardstock, a coloured cardstock for the card, I always like to put a white base inside to write on so that the message is nice and clear. So I will quickly trim the piece to fit, and because the card is the normal size card that I make, I'm going to trim this to 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to be the inside layering piece. Okay, so you'll need two of that. So actually that's a bit wide. That's right, the second piece is a bit wider. So we will pop all of those aside, and we will start with the stamping. Now, which is the inside? That one's the inside, that's the outside, and that's the extra. Okay, so we'll start by stamping the inside, and that can go straight inside our card. Now, I've got the companion piece from the Bring on the Cake set. This is the companion piece for the outside sentiment, and it says, "Wishing you a wonderful day." So we've got that, and then we bring in a couple of the little stamps and do a stamp and a second stamp over there. Whoops. And then we'll do a stamp and a second stamp there, and then stamp off and just stamp another one there. Okay, so that's the leaves, the mini leaves. We will be doing more stamping with that colour in a minute, but then that was the Granny Apple Green, and that's the first time I've used that, and I actually like that colour. Okay, I'm going to bring in the Pineapple Punch and just stamp a couple of the bright six-pointed flower there, and that, close this because you know me, accidents will happen. Okay, so we'll bring in our card base, and I haven't stamped the back of this yet, so we'll get that out the way. Okay, so that's the back of the card stamped. We'll bring this in, a bit of fast fuse on the back, just top and bottom, and that is the inside finished. Okay, give this a burnish again. Now, we've got a bit of stamping to do on these. The first I'm going to do is 5 of our yellow flowers. I'm actually going to stamp 6 because number 2 here wasn't the best. So there we go, we've got 6 of the bright yellow, and then we need, I think it's 3 of the red, of the lovely lipstick. It's not red. It's a dark pink in my eyes. So 1, 2, 3. Now, while we've got the lovely lipstick out, I'm going to stamp our sentiment on the front of the card. Make sure I've got it up the right way. I want it about there. There we go. So that's that piece done. And we'll pop that away. Oh no, we can't pop that away yet. I've got to bring in the little stamp again. And just for some added interest, we're going to add stamping all down the side and along the bottom. There we go. So now that's that stamping done. And I got to the side of me a baby wipe because I keep managing to get my nails or my fingers in the ink. So I'm going to pop that aside for a moment, and we're going to bring this piece back in with our Granny Apple Green. And I have both leaves here, but also on... Oh, I really made a mess of that stamp. Okay. Get all of this lovely lipstick off this block, because I'm going to be using the block in a moment. Take that off and pop it onto another one. Make sure I've got no more lipstick, lovely lipstick on that block. And then we'll flip it over, and I'm going to bring in the little branch. I actually think it's supposed to go inside a leaf to give it like the veins of the leaf, but I actually like the idea of using it as a branch. Like so. There we go. Pop that to the side and then bring in our leaves. Okay, now because these are see-through stamps, you can actually get a fairly good connection on the end of each stem here by looking through and just working out I think that's it for the larger leaves, but I did notice there was an area I couldn't fit a large leaf in, so I'm going to put a small leaf in there, and I think that's it for the leaves. Oh, hang on, there is one more. I'm going to put a little bitty one in there. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to go and cut out all of our little flowers here. I'll be back in a moment. I'm just popping on to show you how I've been cutting these out, and I found that I'm getting less bowing in my my plates by doing it this way, using a bit of washi tape to fix it on, popping it up on the plate upside down and running it through, I get a nice clean cut. And I don't know whether you noticed, but last week this was bent a lot more than it is now. So it actually straightens out your plates after a little while from the looks of it. So I'm really pleased with that. So I'll be back in a moment when I've cut the rest out. Okay, I'm back again. And I've got all my flowers cut out here. I've got my front piece and I've got my mini dimensional. So I'm going to flip all of these over. I'm not going to give them any folded dimension. I'm just going to give them some dimension with the mini dimensional. So I'm just going to pop one of those on the back of each flower. Okay. Oh, I've got a flower over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how that one ended up over there, but never mind. Okay. So we're going to take the backing off and then just place these wherever I feel like I need to place it, especially if there's been a bit of a boo-boo with the stamping, and just cover up any errors that I might have made. There we go. Now I'll bring in the string blings. Now I am really dirty on Stampin' Up for taking off the strings of pearls and rhinestones because I really like them. So I'm going to continue using these. You can use the small rhinestones or pearls on the basics, but I just figure I get more value out of these because there's so many more in one pack, and I like using the tiny pearls. So there we go, we've got all the pearls on the centre of the flowers. Now I don't know whether you can notice on this one, I think you can, I've got a string of pearls here. That's because when I was stamping the leaves earlier, I actually had it on my fingers, and you can still see a little bit there over the ending candles. I scratched it off and then rubbed it off with the eraser, but I still couldn't get rid of it totally, so I covered it up with pearls. Anyway, I like the effect so much that I'm going to continue doing it on this one, just for some added interest. And one more. There we go. Now I'm going to bring in my silver foil paper and I'm going to give the top of the top layer a matting, and it's going to be offset slightly. So I'm just going to put some fast fuse on the back here. You might want to use the tear and tape for this so that you get a really good adherence to the silver foil. Okay, there we go. That gives it a nice edge there. I've got a narrow edge on that one, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, just make sure it's well adhered. And then we're going to bring in the base card. We've almost finished this card. It's gone quite quickly as far as I'm concerned. Okay, and all we're going to do is affix that on there, but I'm using fun foam. If you don't have fun foam, you can use dimensionals. It's just use what you have. And because I'm putting it onto the lovely lipstick, it's a little bit thicker cardstock, so I don't mind using the liquid adhesive. I'm just going to pop that there and pop a couple of these on just to weight it down for a moment. And while that's doing, because I've got the silver foil on the back of this, I can also use the liquid glue on the top of the fun foam. If it was just the Whisper White that I was putting on, like with this one here, I actually used fast fuse on the back of that one because I find that with the liquid glue, if you're using layering weight Whisper White, you can actually see the liquid glue behind it. It seems to swell the paper up a little bit. So, as I said, I don't mind using it if there's something behind the Whisper White. So we'll put plenty of liquid glue on here. As I said, because it's going to be on the foil paper, that's fine. So I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to try and get about the same width around the side and the bottom there. Pop that upside down and weight it down for a moment. I'm just going to have a quick drink. That wasn't beer, it was Coke. Okay. Bring this back, and that is well and truly adhered. Bring in my scissors, and I'm just going to trim from the back so that I can use the base card to line up to. That's fine that side. And then we do it again from here. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, and that's our card for today finished. How good is that? Beautiful inside, as you can see, and beautiful on the outside. I hope you've enjoyed today's card and you will give it a go. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I'm hoping to get to over 1,000 subscribers by the end of July, or by the end of September. My birthday's in September, so share the heck out of this video and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, that's enough from me today. I will see you again on Sunday for Flips and Folds. And which one am I doing? I've got a number of cards sitting here ready to go. I'm going to do a quick swish through. Here we go. Did you see that? And again, meow. I bet you're going to try and pause the video on that one. Okay, that will be our Sunday's Flips and Folds. It's all ready to go over there. I've got a few weeks worth over there. I've just got to work on my Thursday throwbacks. And there's going to be a few more off the cuff because I want to showcase some of the new stamp sets that I've got. So over the coming weeks there'll be a few videos coming out. So stay tuned. Okay, that's enough from me. I will bid you goodbye until Sunday. Ta-da!